Hey, what's up, guys? State of Trader back again with another weekly review. Pretty good week this week. In the IRA, we finished this week with $206. We also added the $250 per week. This week we were managed to close out our Amazon spreads. So I closed out three Amazon spreads right there, and we closed out Netflix. So for this month in the IRA, we're up $500 basically. And you can see the trades in here. Closed out the Amazon, sold some new ones, sold a DraftKings spread. And I also sold a Tesla. I saw the Tesla when I sold this. Tesla was at $600, and I sold the 475, 465, and you can see this is 99% chance probability of profit. When I sold it, it was like in the 95 range. So it just continued going in my range, so I took it. I also sold the DraftKings spread. It's just 2 points wide, but it's bringing in 20. It's basically bringing in $25 and $26. And if you look at it, $26 over 2 weeks, it's like 12%. So that one is there for the end of the year. So I sold Amazon spread for the end of the month, and I sold the Amazon spread for next week. So this coming week, I should only collect collect some of this $50 for the spread, and also collect the DraftKings money, not the DraftKings, the Tesla money. So that's what we're looking at. So currently, year to date, you can see we're up $800, but I've only realized a certain amount of it. So that's just up that. But yeah, so the IRA this week was pretty good. Only thing is, I was just greedy, man. Like, I don't even know how to say it. On Tuesday, on Tuesday, Amazon popped up, and I could have sold the 3,500 call spread. I wanted to sell it for $60 the day before. I couldn't sell it for 60 the day before. It opened at the bell, and instead of putting in my 60 and I saw it open at 65, no, I put in like 68. Trying to be greedy, man. I didn't get the fill. Amazon washed out at the open, and the rest is history. Like, I didn't get the fill on this day right here when we popped up at the open. So, it's just one of the things where if you're just greedy, you just don't get nothing at all. So now I don't have a call spread on my Amazon. So instead of making $100 next week, I only make 50 because I was greedy and want more than I valued the trade for. So make sure you stick to your plan and don't let the market, make you pick up another plan because yeah, you pay for it. All right, so that's that from that account. For my main account, this week we're finishing this week up $3,950. And you can see for the month of December, I'm at $10,000, and we still got 2 weeks left. So from this little gap right here, this is the trade for this week, and we'll look at them in the account. A lot of things happen this week in the account. So pull up the trades, and we arrange them by name. So all these trades in here are for this week. I can only see 7 days, so all these trades in here are from this week. So yeah, Monday was the 14th. Yep, correct. Yes, all these trades are for this week. So we go through and we go down. Airbnb, they IPO'd last week. They got options. They had an upgrade, and I saw them running up off the upgrade, so I put the trade on to pay $100. I was just not patient, so I took $9 and just rolled. Right, buy me a Mickey D's or something. I don't know. I took it and rolled. Bought some AMC shares just to do a covered call on. Really, it's pretty risky, but we'll see if the stock comes back up. Had these Amazon spread and Amazon rally this week, so I was able to lock in that money from Amazon. So I should have sold new spreads, but I didn't. So I only have like one spread right now, but I should have sold new Amazon spreads. So I kicked myself in it when I looked at it yesterday. Beyond Meat. Man, this is the money this week. I was rocking with Beyond Meat and Fazly this week to make my money. Um, and what's crazy is I'm done with next week Beyond Meat's contract because there was like no value in them. I have these 130. I had like 130 puts for next week, and I end up having to buy them back I ended up buying that put back already because it's like I sold it for 160 and I bought it back for, yeah, I bought it back for $41. So there's no reason for me to hold this put in the next week to get $41 when I could sell the 133 for $1.60. So it was kind of for the other week. So there's no more money left in it really, right? It's less than 30% left. So I just swapped those puts out and got new puts in. So Beyond Meat for me this week was pretty good. I don't know the exact, but I'd say I make like $600-700 off it. Corsair, I was just not patient with this, so I just took a 50% exit, but this would have worked out. I was just not patient, and I think if I'm just gonna take a trade, I'm just gonna I'm gonna sit down and plan two sizes. So it's either two. If I'm tentative, I use two. If I'm confident, I sell three. But I'm just not gonna sell one because the gains aren't what I want it to be, and that's just me playing around my foot in the water. And it's the same thing with DoorDash. I sold a naked call because they had bad news, and I made half the money. So I took the half the money and roll. Right? I'm not gonna sit around with that and whatever. I just roll. I had these Beyond Meat puts for the end of the year and I ended up buying not Beyond Meat DraftKings puts for the end of the year. They had bad news. I could buy them back for $25. So no, this was the ones for this week. My bad, wrong one I'm talking about. Yeah, I bought these ones back already, so I made 160. Bought back these 47s for next week already. I sold these 47s for $92 and I buy them back already for $20 this week. So I locked that in, and this is the one for next week. This is the one for next week. I sold them for $1.20 and I buy them back for 53 because DraftKings had some news. I was just like, you know what, I'll just reduce my risk going into the weekend, lock in this money. If it comes down, I resell these back. If not, then I'll find a new entry. Fazly made money on Fazly this week, in and out, selling a bunch of puts and buying them back and swapping them out. My maximum is three, so I will sell the other week puts, but I'll take off this week puts before the day end if I'm in the green. So that was it there. Most of these puts I sell them for like a dollar 30, and if I can get 70-80%, I just swap them out for more puts for other puts that have more premium. Because if the stock comes down on me and I only had $20 left in profit, then that sucked. But if the stock comes down on me and I have $150 I could have gained, I at least feel a little bit better. So that's why I swap those out. I don't hold them until expiration unless I have to. So that's Fazly, and I have puts for Fazly for next week. Lemonade, just not selling enough puts. You can see selling one. I could have made a killing off Lemonade this week, and me selling one put is just me, being the way I am. Didn't have any faith in Microsoft, so I bought back my Microsoft. I sold back my call I had on Microsoft, so I only made $12. Lunch for a day, right? Netflix rallied, so I closed out Netflix put spread I had. Didn't put any new put spread on because yeah, I don't know why I didn't. It just never crossed my mind because I was so focused into these other stocks. Neo, stick my foot deep in Neo's water this week and just dabbling around. When the news came out about the whole China and China stocks getting banned, I just reduced my size in Neo, so I only have two Neo puts open right now. And yeah, so I made probably like $400 from Neo this week. This trade would have worked out, but I didn't let it work out on NNOX. I was just, it was working good, and then it had a sell off, and I didn't like it, and then it came back up, and then it started selling a second time. And I was like, I'm not down for this shit. So I just got out, but I only made 127 out of 400, so that was a terrible trade in my mind. I shouldn't have gotten out. Penn was the horse this week, man. If you could have held on to this racehorse, if I would have kept following it like I usually do, I would have probably made another $600-700 off Penn. But I just couldn't talk myself into buying this, into selling the put above 75, and the chart doesn't say it. So I'm like, if you gotta go, you gotta go. So I'll just watch. So I just watched it. At the end of the day, I made $300 off it. So I'll take what I got, right? Palantir, solar put, they came short sale news, blah blah blah, bunch of news that I didn't want to deal with. So I just bought it back and walk away with my $25. If there's bad news and I can exit the trade and I think this news could cause the stock to go down, then I'm just gonna exit. Peloton is the same as Penn. They ran all week. I just couldn't convince myself to sell puts above 115 on Peloton, so that was it. I stopped following it up. I just left Peloton alone and I went and go play with Fazley. Um, RCL, this is the dumb trade of the week. I sold this 75 put, right? RCL fell. So they fell on, news that there's no cruises until September next year, right? So I know there's bad news. So instead of just, taking a roll at the end of the week or whatever, no, I doubled down and I sell a 73.50 put saying it's going to bounce back when I know there's bad news out there, and it's not like I sold it on a green day. I sold it on a red day, so it's not like it was trying to bounce back up on a green day and I'm like, okay, we're going to bounce, so I'm just going to pad the wallet. No, I sold it on another red day when we're going down. So now my 75 is 5 points in the money and my 73 is 3 points in the money because we fell all the way to 70. So I just rolled both of them a month out and got my strikes down to 65. And you can see for this one, I had to pay $19 back out of the $100 that I got for this put. And for this one, I gained 85 more dollars. So, technically I gained $60 to roll both of these for a month. And I'm down 10 strikes from where I were. But it was just a dumb trade of me adding to a trade that I know is a loser, but I wasn't thinking about it like that. Teledoc was pretty good for me this week. We saw a play where Amazon was doing they were doing telemedicine, and it caused Teledoc to fall because they're going to be a competitor. But Teledoc fell like 20 points that day, and I was basically saying, we looked at it, me and Craig looked at it, and we say, hey, this thing could come back up. So it popped back up. So we basically took the trade saying, we sell the 72 for this Friday, and it popped back up. I sold it for $1, and I bought it back early for 50 cents. Me, just weak, right? I just bought it back early. But then I turned around and I saw it strengthening, and I sold it 77, the 177.50 for $1.85. And when I sold this, I was actually in the grocery store, and by the time I drove home, it was literally worth 50 cents. So why not take your 50 cents, right? The next day. I mean, yeah, this was the next day. When I came home, it was like that, and then the next day I ended up buying it back. When I bought it back, I just told myself, hey, I'm gonna sell the 187. So now I got the 187 for next week. Tesla didn't really do that much. I had a 490 put, and I bought it back, made $300. I bought this back actually Monday or Tuesday. When did I buy back? Monday, yes. So I wasn't gonna hold Tesla for 4 days to make $100. That doesn't make sense. So I just took that money and roll it into this one for the next week. So I have a 475 put and I have a Tesla put spread. So for next week, this is what I have is in my setup right now. This is what I have. I have Tesla put spread. I have Fazley puts, Tesla itself. I have AMC. As I said, I'm playing around with it. I have three Beyond Meat puts, two Fazley puts, one Lemonade, two Neo, two Pens, the RCLs that I had to roll down to January, and Teledoc. That's all I have. Pretty good month. I didn't see myself making 10 grand in the first 2.5 weeks, and making 4 grand this week. But my risk is really not that much out there because you can see my maintenance margin is 24K and my account is basically 48K. So I'm literally at 50% margin. So I have a lot of money I can put in the stuff. So I might be rolling out some Amazon spreads on Monday. If Amazon moves up a little higher, I start rolling out some more put spreads. Otherwise, from that, that's all I got, guys. Let me know what y'all traded and stay green.